All right, so this episode is brought to you by Coldstream Distillery, made from pure natural spring water, 0 sugar, 0 carbs. It's gluten-free, awesome for avoiding hangovers. It is locally made, Coldstream here in Nova Scotia, Stewiacke. It's made by a local guy, Robbie. Great product. He's always given some to Riley, so I love the stuff. Everyone that's listening, make sure to go to your local NSLC and pick up some Coldstream products. Great stuff. Frost Week's right around the corner. Go pick that up. High button. All right, dudes, welcome.
Welcome back. I mean,
well, I should say welcome back to you. Yeah, he's been away for a while.
It feels like we broke up for a little bit. Now we're on good terms again.
Are you mad at me?
I'm not mad at you. No, you didn't even call.
I called you. Well, I don't mind calling.
You don't like? You're not a texter?
Honestly, I am a caller. I hate texting.
Really?
Because calling gets right to the point.
That's true. I guess I probably should have picked that up.
Texting, it's
too slow.
Too slow.
Yeah, it is.
You're a quick texter, though.
I am.
Yeah, you get like right back. You're right back to me.
It's like a ping pong game in my head, right? So my thoughts are coming like ding, 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 ding. So I got to get them out. They never all come at once. So
I just want to make sure that the audio levels are going. We can keep going. You can keep talking. It makes it more natural.
Natural talking.
Give me a test here. Give me a test.
Test.
Yeah, okay, we're good.
Testing.
One day, I swear to God, we're going to get some good microphones on this podcast, and we're not even going to have to look at these things. And we'll be fine.
I don't mind them.
I hate them. Well, the past like 3 podcasts we've done, there's been microphone issues, and we've had to redo them. But no, it's fine right now. You're good.
Microphone assassin.
Sure.
Not Trailer Park Boys fan?
I'm just looking at your audio. Okay, yeah, we're good.
You don't like Trailer Park Boys?
I love the Trailer Park Boys.
Well, you didn't even get my reference.
Sorry, I was looking at the thing. My bad.
Anyways,
what's the guy's name that plays Ricky in real life?
Rob Tremblay or something, I think.
Anyways, he always used to stay at the hotel I used to work at, and he used to drive this it was beautiful red Volvo, and every time he valeted it, because I was the valet at the hotel, every time I hopped in, it just reeked of weed, like reeked of it. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's like, all right, this guy's really living his character in a sense.
I was just gonna say that I always wondered when I was younger, when I first started watching it, if those boys just like actually smoked dope on set or whatever. Now because I have a story myself with Bubbles, weed related as well, and then you just realize like, okay, this must be just easy for those guys, it's just natural habitat for that show.
I'm pretty sure a lot of it is improv. Mm-hmm. It's like there's a script, but it's a very loose script.
Yeah, it's not. I know it is. You're right. You're exactly right. I remember hearing that as well. It's not like you can't write a show fully like that. Like think of all the Ricky-isms. You know what I mean? You can't. Yeah. You can't pre-think that kind of shit. It just comes out in the heat of the moment. I think, anyways.
I think some of the best shows. Are you a Curb guy? Curb Your Enthusiasm?
I used to watch that show. Yeah.
That's another great show that's improvised.
Once I finished it. Well, yeah.
You have
a writer.
You have to be such a good actor to be able to like. Anyways, no, I don't think you could. To be able to improvise that stuff, like you just said, the Ricky-ism, sorry. Couldn't do it.
So my thing with the Trailer Park Boys is stumbling out of the Moose one night.
Yeah.
Standing out front. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know when it was, but standing out front, I'm like, holy fuck, man, that guy looks a lot like Bubbles. Probably because his lips permanently like that now.
Yeah.
And he lit a joint, and he was like, anybody want this? And literally no one, not one person. And I was like, well,
was it packed?
Oh yeah, you know how the front of the Moose goes.
What time was it at night?
Oh, it was later in the night. Okay. I probably got kicked out for sleeping or something, but anyways, I was like, I'll take it. Anyways, him and I smoked the whole thing, had a nice little chat. I pretended like I knew who he was, but I wasn't a huge fan, you know what I mean? And then I got this dope picture with him. Who's got your belly?
No.
Oh yeah, it's on my Instagram. Check it out.
I've heard this story like a couple times from multiple people that he'll hang out with fans and he'll smoke a joint with them, talk to them.
It's real shit, right? That's how you connect with people.
Did it fuck with you a little bit, like when he wasn't in character? Like just talking to him as a real person?
Well, it wasn't really my first encounter with him, but I'm sure he doesn't remember me, obviously.
Definitely not.
With the amount of people he sees in the run of a day. So for me, you just like, there's only so many people that I'm going to act like an excited little kid in front of. Couldn't name them right now, but.
Do you think you get starstruck around people?
I would say so. Even just kind of during this whole podcast thing, I wouldn't say starstruck necessarily, but like you get amped up a little bit to talk to some guys and guys that you watch, like for example, Highmore, even, what I mean? You hear about this kid from Dartmouth, who really you didn't really hear about until he made the jump or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then you hang out with the guy. He's just a regular fella, just another beauty that you would have played hockey with. You know what I mean? But he's just living it big.
Honestly, like the podcast has helped me so much with just understanding how people think and just realizing that we all have a lot in common. Like when I do these street interviews, I realize that a lot of people have a lot in common. We're very similar in just a human being as a race. Even when honestly doing the podcast, a lot of the podcast before we did the Jordan Boyd tournament, talking to McKinnon, Marchand, all those big names, I don't know if I would have been able to do that tournament 2 weeks into the High Button.
No, for sure.
Being able to do this podcast has made me like more relaxed socially. Yeah, I'm able to have a conversation in a more relaxed manner, I guess you could say.
And that peppering them with questions, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm learning to listen, I guess you could say. You listen to the answer.
Yeah, it's tough to be a listener when you've always been a talker. You know? I know that for sure.
Yeah.
But you're right though, and it's like people want to relate to shit. You know what I mean? And when you're just talking, you know, about regular things, everyday life shit, and people can relate to that. Nobody can relate to going to practice in the morning, going home and having a catered lunch, then getting to the rink and playing in the NHL. Nobody can relate to that shit unless you do it, which is like a, you know, small percentage.
Yeah.
But people go to the beach, people swim in their pools, people go, you know, to whatever. And that's when you hear that, you're like, oh my God, you picture yourself in that, or like a good memory from the beach or something like that. And you're picturing, okay, imagine if I ran into that guy on the beach. Can't believe he would be here. People just want to relate to shit, man. They want to, like you said, that's pretty much it. And that's what I've learned from the podcast as well.
Yeah, podcast and street interviews for me. We're all just humans.
That's it.
You know, some people think too deep into it, especially with celebrities, like in Hollywood out there, whatever. If you look at some of the most popular YouTube pages, it's like TMZ, E! News, all those big celebrity, whatever, endorsed channels. It's because people are just obsessed with these people.
Absolutely.
Obsessed. It's crazy how a person can become so influential around millions of people that they can sell a cologne. Imagine if you want to smell like Leonardo DiCaprio, you buy a fucking cologne that smells like him. No, fuck no. But there's people out there that are doing that. You know what I mean?
You're right.
It's like, oh, I want to smell like Leonardo DiCaprio, because if I do, maybe I'll be Jack from the Titanic.
Which brings me to, like, how do you go get his scent though?
Man, wait till
he sweats and catch it in a bottle.
All right, Leo, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna wait. What time do you work out? I don't know, my workout's done at like 8 a.m. All right, when you're done your workout, come see us.
Yeah, we'll squeeze your towel into a bottle. Solid.
Add some oranges and lemons, and then that's the Leo fragrance.
Ugh. It smells like sweat.
Man, like, this could be a lie, but I'm pretty sure like locks of Justin Bieber's hair back when he, like, you know, that hair, the swoosh hair.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like locks of his hair were going for like tens of thousands of dollars.
Oh, buddy, I wouldn't doubt it, man. People buy nail clippings and like, I'm not even kidding, man. Like,
people buy nail clippings.
Dude, just go spend an hour in a Walmart and like you'll see some people that would be interested in buying some nail clippings. I promise. Especially in the States. You ever been to a Walmart in the States?
No.
Holy Lord, fuck.
What's the difference from a Walmart in America compared to a Walmart in Canada?
You can't. I couldn't possibly put the difference into words. Like, you obviously have like your normal everyday Walmart people that are literally there for, you know, grocery shopping for the deals and stuff like that. And then you get some people in there that got button-up shirts, undone, no undershirt. I swear to God, there's no rules. You have campers out front. They're allowed to park in Walmarts, apparently. So it's just a shit show, man. The whole States is a shit show, I think.
Now that you bring it up, I'm pretty sure there's like a highlight reel on YouTube of pictures of people in Walmart in America, just like grown men wearing thongs, like Walmart.
Just search people of Walmart. I guarantee there's a whole segment of that shit. I'm not even kidding.
What's wrong with people? Why?
I don't know, man. You can't.
If we go down to Pittsburgh, let's do something in Walmart. Let's do some interviews in Walmart.
Yeah, man, I'm down for sure. That would be a fucking riot. You might get in a tussle or two though. Like, some people get offended up in there when they're doing their shopping.
Oh yeah, people don't like being on camera.
Fuck them.
I was talking.
What are they gonna do? Track us down? Well, I guess you could.
I was talking to a guy the other day about what we do on the streets, and he's like, "You just harass people, don't you?" I'm like, "Yeah, essentially. No, well, not really. You just kind of don't ask permission. You just kind of go up. If they don't like it, you leave.
Yeah, you walk away. You can get a good vibe from most people.
Yeah." That's a big rule of thumb here. You don't even ask, you just do. If they say no,
what's the saying? It's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is for permission.
I don't know. Who made that up?
Well, I didn't. That's for sure. But I've definitely heard it a few times. Either that, or I just created it in my head, and if I did, kudos to me. What's
the thing? Well, what was a perfect? I'm trying to think of an example. It was you and I, and I was thinking. I was like, hey, are we allowed to do that? And you just said, who gives a fuck?
Oh, it was the Jordan Boyd.
Was it?
Yeah, just because they had given us so much access already, and we had already like kind of pushed the limit a bit with like going on the ice and like climbing up on the boards and stuff like that. I mean, no one. I didn't see one frown at the whole event. You know what I mean? So that wasn't what people are looking for. You go to some events and there's specific people looking for people that are fucking around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's just like their job or something. I don't know. But there, it's just like. You were like, oh, could we go on the bench? I'm like, man, go on the bench. Well, what's the purpose of this pass otherwise?
Yeah, it's
just
true.
do it. And then if they tell you no, then you know. It's not like you're doing something crazy and you're going to go to jail for it.
Yeah, I guess so.
You just say, fuck it and do it.
That's the thing. I overthink it. You just got to do it.
That's pretty much how I've lived my life. I mean, you get in shit here and there, but I've never gone to jail, so I'm good.
Well, that's good then.
Have you?
No, close. I ran away.
Tank?
No, never drunk tank. Close, but ran away. I guess I should say I've never been to jail because I've never had to run away from going. When you said jail, that's what I was thinking of. Drunk tank. I could have gone to the drunk tank. That's what I meant. Yeah, downtown. Obviously hammered. Well, ran away. You know where I ran to? I was like, all right, where's the place where there's no light? So I ran up Citadel Hill. Couldn't find me. Just laid down. Paranoid as fuck. All right, are they gonna see me? Because there's no light.
Dangerous spot to be. Laying on the ground, no light.
Yeah, it's true. But I was just thinking, where are they not gonna see me? For some reason, I was wearing a bright pink T-shirt. I think it was a pub crawl.
Those motherfuckers are chasing you up Citadel Hill because you're drunk.
Yeah, but when you're drunk, you don't have any common sense. You're just okay. They're chasing me.
That's a good point.
I wasn't like hallucinating. I wasn't on drugs. I was just. I need to get to a place where no one can see me. And the only place I thought of was Citadel Hill. I got a lot of buddies that have done some great stuff on Citadel Hill, if you know what I mean. Like, I can't go back home right now.
Yeah,
Let's go to Citadel Hill. Like, not any.
I don't even have a room, but I guess that place looks good up there.
Yeah, Citadel Hill's fine. Me personally, have never experienced it, but from what I hear from other people experiencing Citadel Hill, it's very comfortable. Has a great lean. It's almost like a lazy Susan.
I only have bad memories of Citadel Hill.
Why? Tell me.
Man, major midget training and shit. You have to run backwards from Parade Square all the way up to the top of Citadel Hill.
Oh, Patty.
Run around 600,000 times and then get a rest day and go play again. That's why I didn't go anywhere, is because that was bullshit.
Well, maybe if we showed up a little bit earlier to these practices that you used to drive us to, we would have been a little bit more prepared. How
can you be prepared to run till you're dead?
You can stretch. Yeah, I guess so. It is just a mental warfare. Have you ever told a story on this podcast about how you used to pick people up?
Why would I tell them that?
Well, it's a great story. Not even stories.
From the Space Van?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Space Van was legendary, man. The only problem was you couldn't hide in it. I was the only one.
What do you mean hide?
It was just like if you want to blend in somewhere, like if I drove down the street and you drove by me, you'd be like, ha,
no, yeah.
There's dudes. So Space Van people, if you really need to search, it's Toyota Privia. But we, as Doudelets, had the special edition. Had a little hood cover, pretty dusty, and some random ass paint job. But we got it from Doug Burr's family, I'm pretty sure.
Did you?
You know Doug Burr.
Yeah, I know Doug.
Anyways, the van had one sliding door. That was it, remember?
Yeah.
Were you there the day it slid off in the mall?
No.
Oh, man, we're in the mall parking lot, I think probably like Brody, Tommy.
Yeah.
Anyways, the old man let me take it. And I just went to open it up when the boys were leaving the mall.
Yeah.
I was like, whatever. Slid it off, and off she went, just down into the fucking parking lot.
So
the whole door.
How'd you get it back on?
Well, I called my dad. Thank God I had a cell phone. No, Tommy probably had a cell phone, or Brody. Definitely not me. Anyways, called the old man. He was like, well, just put it back on. It happens all the time. I was like, what do you mean? It happens all the time. Anyways, you just throw her back on, and away you go. Space Fan, man, had revolving seats in the back.
I'm pretty sure I was in it at one point where there was no seats, just two front seats. And when you picked us up to go to hockey, there was nothing in the back, which made it even better.
See, that's another thing I just thought of, too. How did we not
ever get pulled over?
Yeah, like we used to drive around with that door open with the four-ways on, screaming at people, windows down, music blasting,
mooning
with a little
the bus stop,
tape auxiliary cord, and nothing. Driving up and down snowbanks,
blasting Inspector Gadget Go-Go remix.
Hope my parents aren't listening.
No, they're not.
Nah, I don't give a shit. So, but yeah, that was awesome though. It was good to have. Think about it. You have that one guy that drives you to practice all the time. You just know you're getting there. You have like a special bond. Like for me, Campbell used to drive me all the time, and that's what I looked forward to. Him picking me up, driving me home. Well, he used to let me drive, but
not even going to hockey. Just like going anywhere in that place was an adventure.
Fucking right.
It was a memory every single time you got in that thing.
Absolutely, and that's what you aim to do.
Yeah,
or at least that's what I was trying. Anyways, it might have been dumb, but you remembered it, so there you go.
I remember one time it was me and Alex. We were waiting to go to hockey. You were picking us up on Quinpool. And it was just a bitch traffic that day.
To jump in.
And the fact was that it wasn't stopped at a red light. It was a green light. So you just kept on going.
Just slow.
So essentially picture like a movie where you're in a war zone, not a war zone, but like they're in battle and the Hummer's driving away and the soldier's trying to jump in the car, but it's moving.
To not be seen.
Essentially, that was Alex and I, but multiple times. That's just one example.
That was the only way to do it, though. That was...
Yeah, I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it any other way.
Chuck the four-ways on, driver 20, let the boys jump in, slide the door shut, and you just keep her moving. You know?
Remember before the dance, right after practice?
That was a couple times, man.
I got kicked out that dance.
Did you? The semi?
Yeah. The semi.
When we parked down at Second Cup?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
We drove right from practice, sat in the parking lot, crushed our booze, and then walked up to the thing. I just thought about that.
I got suspended for a week after that. Okay, so that week I was suspended, but it just happened to be that week we were going to Cuba, Tommy and I. So I already had my schoolwork planned out. Everything was already done. They're like, all right, you're suspended. I was like, well, I was already planning to go to Cuba anyway.
Wonder if I can change my flight.
So my mom picks me up. I was like, oh, Mom, I'm sorry. Like, I won't do it again. She's like, oh, don't worry about it. Took me to McDonald's. Had a flight the next morning.
To Cuba?
No, the McDonald's wasn't in Cuba.
No, I know that. Your flight.
Oh, yeah. The next day. We just went right to Steve Shea. We went to Steve Shea's house.
I can't believe you got suspended, man. That's news to me here. I always thought you prissy boy.
It was a big stepping stone in my manhood. It was like a bar mitzvah for me.
Yeah?
I became a man that day.
Did you grow a couple chest hairs?
A couple ball hairs. I wouldn't say chest hairs.
You really went digging, eh?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Am I a man yet? Hey, is there anything here? Oh, there they are. Bob!
I just remember my mom was like, man, my fucking parents are going to be pissed. And then I get in the car and then I was just like, Mom, like, but she didn't even say anything. I was just like, Mom, I'm sorry. Like, you don't understand. Like, it was a bad situation. Like, I have been drinking. I just confessed. Like, I didn't, like, essentially just poured my soul out to her.
Wow.
And she was like, oh, don't worry about it. It happened to me a couple times. Just complete opposite reaction to what I thought it was going to be.
The complete opposite of what I thought, too.
Went to McDonald's, got a double quarter pounder, 6 chicken nuggets, barbecue sauce, and a root beer.
She knew what you needed.
She knew what I needed.
Here's the thing, though. You weren't hungover the next day, guarantee. But was that the first time you got caught drinking?
No. First time I got drinking was grade 10. Kaylee Newton's party. I shouldn't have said her name, but whatever. Kaylee Newton's party over.
Give her the shout out for throwing dope parties, you know?
Yeah. Well, I remember we were playing high school hockey and Tyler Newton was on our team. Mm-hmm. And he was like, all right, well, my sister, who I think she was in grade 12 at the time, is having a party tonight. And I was like, all right, fuck, I guess we're going. So I've never drank before, you know, just complete rookie. I remember going to my parents'
You didn't get caught drinking the very first night you drank.
Yeah. Oh my! I tried to, because it was the first night where I was out till 4 a.m.
Holy,
you know what I mean?
Belly.
So my parents stayed up. So when I come home rolling in at 4 a.m, half the Bailey's is missing because I'm looking for liquor in my parents' liquor thing. And
did you just put water in it?
No, I took Bailey's. Like, I was like, it was all, you know how like Bailey's, when you look at a liquor cabinet, it's all the way at the back. I'm like, I'll never know this is missing.
Good strategy.
So I took fucking Bailey's,
chugged
wonder. The Bailey's, you know, it's like milk. So essentially I chugged the Bailey's like in the bushes out behind my shed here. Mm-hmm. And then I get to the actual party and then I was given beer. I had like 3 beer, end up throwing up, came home, passed out.
And she knew.
Yeah.
And then probably went for the Bailey's for her fucking coffee in the morning and realized it was on her carpet instead.
I never realized how she found out the Bailey's.
I used to take my parents liquor all the time. They probably knew. I thought it was badass.
Did you fill it up with water, or you just knew you were going to take the...
If it was like vodka or something, I'd fill it up with water. I'm not going to put water in rum because it just dilutes it and you can tell.
Yeah.
I knew that already somehow.
I was always
shitty in school, but I understood the science behind booze.
You're good at things in life that don't matter, which I love, because this doesn't really matter, but you're good at it. So
I'm good at all kinds of shit that don't matter. That doesn't matter.
That's good. That's good for the high button.
Yes. Finally, being an idiot paying off.
No, man, it's good. I wanted to talk about what were we just talking about? Liquor.
Getting caught.
Oh yeah, no, hard liquor. I never drank hard liquor when I was younger. Couldn't do it.
I only ever drank rum.
You didn't drink beer?
No, man, I hated beer when I was younger.
I became an animal when I drank hard liquor. Still do.
Yeah, it just depends what liquor it is for me.
What's the liquor?
Rum just makes me feel like shit, but like, I don't know, really. I haven't really drank hard liquor in a while, so I don't really remember the last time I necessarily become an animal or whatever. It just fucks me up faster and quicker and harder.
No, I can't. Christmas is the only...
Can't do tequila.
I like tequila. I don't mind tequila.
I can't do it because just one night, man, bad memory.
I know people that sip tequila. What happened? Oh, wait, whoa. What memory? You gotta share it.
Okay. You remember the Palace?
Do I remember the Palace?
My
One of the
God,
best nights.
I'm pretty sure I was close to having to pay rent up in that bitch. The boys and I went every Saturday. Anyways, we're at the bar doing tequila shots. At this point, I could drink whatever. You know what I mean? You're mixing. You're younger. I think I was probably 19, 20.
Best days.
Couple rounds of tequila shots, feeling fine. Boom! All of a sudden, the stomach hits me. I'm like, okay. So, idiot. Did another one. Boom! Immediately puked. But I caught it in my mouth at the bar.
Oh, that's disgusting.
And then I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do? And I just went,
You swallowed it?
just gutted it.
Fuck.
And I was like, man, what the fuck? I'd never done that before. It makes me sick to think about. And then I just went for another tequila shot, and I figured, I'll get the taste out of my mouth at least and get this puke off my breath. No. As soon as it hit my stomach, up it came, and I just spurted across the bar, man. Like, I just turned left over towards the dance floor where they had that little bar, the creep bar at the dance floor there.
I know it.
Cam was standing right there, went over on his shoes, and he just looked over me. He was like, what the fuck, man? So anyways, I ran around to the back recycle room, spit the rest of it, and I remember I spent the rest of the night asking people if I smelled like puke. But yeah, so that's why I don't drink tequila.
See, the crazy thing about this story is that I'd say at least 95% of the people listening can relate.
For sure. They have that one liquor at least.
Yeah. Because then you realize, okay, I know you have to have one of those moments to realize where you can take drinking liquor to, well, how far you can go.
Yeah,
you got to throw up once in a public setting to know.
Oh, absolutely, in a public setting.
You have to.
There was 1 million people around too.
I feel like you got to get punched in the face and you got to throw up at least once downtown to know a little bit about yourself. That's my thought.
Punch
on downtown.
face. Jesus.
You've never been punched downtown?
What? No, man.
No? You must have. Slapped? Something.
I got punched at Acadia one time by a girl who thought I was someone else, I think.
Oh, that's
Anyways, I walked in the
hilarious.
door and just got smashed. I was like, holy fuck. Who was that? Rocky? Jesus.
Wait, a girl at you or a guy?
Yeah, it was a girl.
She threw a punch.
Oh, yeah, punch, slap. I don't know, man. I was probably blackout drunk. Probably didn't help. And I'm pretty mouthy, so it may have been me. Who knows, right?
It may have been
the amount of times I've been punched in the face is, I can't remember them all.
I was never a fan of those ex-Acadia trips.
No?
I always slept on the floor. I never liked that.
Dude, you gotta embrace sleeping on the floor. That way,
Yeah, I know.
people, if you embrace it, then people are more like apt to offer you a bed, I find, because they're like, you gotta sleep on the floor, and you're like, nice.
Yeah.
And then people are like, well, he doesn't give a fuck then, here, just sleep here. I'll piss someone else off. I just take a roof, man. That's what I like to do. Just go to different universities. Just crash wherever with whoever.
I just remember always the drive back. It was just hell.
Is there a drive back from anywhere that's not hell?
But you love driving.
I love driving,
You
but
love
not driving back.
places.
I do, yeah. Drove to Hamilton. That was dope.
So how was the drive back?
I didn't drive back. I flew.
Oh, did you? So where's the car?
Well, I didn't drive my car.
Oh, okay.
I drove up with 2 of the fellas.
When they're still up there.
No, they drove back when we flew.
Okay. I'm a little confused.
What do you mean? 3 of us drive up in a car.
Well, why
2
did-
of them drive back?
Why didn't you drive back with them?
Because fuck that. Because the drive back,
Well-
like I just said, that's my point.
That's kind of rude, isn't it?
No, it's not rude.
You got to. If you're gonna drive one way, you got to go back the
If
other
the guy
way.
was alone, 100%, I'm not going to bail on him.
So
But
we
he
had
had his
a buddy.
brother with him, so. And those boys had the dome on wheels.
What does that mean?
What is it? Have you ever stood beside the dome speaker? Can't even hear the song. You just hear the bass.
Yeah, well, yeah, I
That's
guess
these
so.
boys' sound system in the car.
So that's what. How long's the drive to Hamilton?
18 hours.
So you're doing that all the way up to Hamilton.
Not for the full 18. No, the boys were good for the first little bit, and then once you start to get tired and loopy,
Yeah.
you start pounding songs.
Did you guys drive through the night?
We left at midnight.
So who took first shot on driving?
Kyle, it was his car.
When did you drive?
I didn't. Brady, his brother, took over with like an hour left. That
So you
was
sat
it.
in the back seat?
Just jammed up in the back seat, hanging out, smoking darts, drinking coffee.
I can just picture this right now.
I was comfortable as shit.
You got a blanket or pillow?
No.
You don't need anything to be comfortable
I
at.
don't need. No, I got my clothes on. If I need a pillow, I'll use my hand.
You could sleep anywhere.
Anywheres. Oh, yeah, that's an understatement.
You like camping?
Do I like camping? Let me ask you, do I look like someone who likes camping?
Yes.
I love camping. Do you?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
But I feel like I need more to enjoy camping. I feel all you need to enjoy camping is a fire. I need a roof over my head. I need a sleeping bag.
False. All I need is a case of beer.
Yeah, see, all you need.
Fire.
Yeah. And that's the difference between you and I. You don't need shit but a case of beer. I need a couple more things.
I don't know if I'm the right guy to be saying the difference between you and I.
Why not?
Because I'm different than everybody.
No, you're not.
I have the same qualities and same interests as some people, but no one's built like I am.
I guess.
Well, no one's built like you are.
What?
No one's built like you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
But then I'm kind of contradicting myself because at the beginning of the podcast I said, you know what? There's a lot of us that are similar.
Yeah.
So I'm contradicting myself in a way.
I was just talking shit.
I guess so.
So we haven't even talked about podcasts or anything like that.
Why do we have to
catching up?
Why do we have to talk about the podcast when we're on a podcast?
Ooh.
I like that's kind of wise, eh?
Yeah, that was pretty much the wisest thing you've ever said, or most wise.
We might be getting a sponsor that involves cigars soon, and we're going to be doing a video for them. I hope, at least.
Too bad we don't know anyone that smokes.
I love cigars. I smoke a cigar. Well, here's the contradiction for that too. It's for the intro of the video. I want to say something like, well, I guess I can't say it because then I'd be ruining this fucking surprise. Anyways, I'm going to say it. I want to be like, I feel like a cigar represents wealth and wisdom, and I haven't accumulated any of those two things.
Well, you just ruined it.
Yeah, I'm still going to say it. Because,
you won't remember that you said it anyway.
I was thinking about it.
When?
Well, since I was in contact with the cigar place.
Right on.
Another thing, are you coming tomorrow to the talk after the podcast? Are you coming to the podcast tomorrow?
I believe so, yeah. I have you penciled in, yeah.
Well, after, what are you doing? Are you going back home to East Ants?
Well, that's normally my end destination, yeah, it's home.
But I thought you said you might be coming tomorrow.
To the podcast?
No, I have to do the talk at the trail shop. If not, you can go. I don't care what you do, but I thought you said you were coming.
I'm a game time decision for that kind of shit. I'll pull the trigger or not, you know.
Anyways, I got to do a 7-minute speech up there. I don't know what I'm going to say.
7 minutes?
7 minutes. About entrepreneurship in Halifax.
You want to know the funny thing about that? You do not want me there because the one course that I failed in high school was entrepreneurship. How
ironic would that be if you end up with this and this ends up big? How funny. You got to find that teacher. You got to go look.
I know who it is.
Who?
Mr. Snyder.
Snyder, man. What are you doing?
See, it was half my fault, though, at the same time. I'd write my own notes and tell them I had hockey practice and just go sit in the cafeteria and have a chew or something.
Sounds like an entrepreneur to me. An entrepreneur.
But at the same time, we also convinced him one time to put half the answers of the test on the board.
That's an entrepreneur to me. Convincing someone to do something.
Somehow I failed the test. I guess I wrote too much on my C's. I guess looked like a D. I probably got it wrong.
Everything that you just listed off about an entrepreneur, I completely agree with. You convince someone to do something by writing something on the board. You convince someone to let you out of class by giving them a note. And
what was multiple occasions.
And what was the third one? You failed the test, so that means you didn't care about what other people were teaching. That's 3 signs of a great entrepreneur.
I didn't care about. And I don't know. But I didn't care about anything that they were teaching because for some reason I knew already that none of these things were gonna help me later in life. Like, when the fuck am I gonna need to know what Shakespeare did 20 fucking million BC, or what Hamlet did, or how they talked, where art thou, all this bullshit? Am I gonna go into prehistoric history?
Well, this is exactly the point I'm trying to make. You work your ass off at things that you care about.
Absolutely, everybody does.
And that's a true breed, I think, of an entrepreneur. I was the same way in school. I really didn't care about what people were trying to tell me because my way's right, your way's wrong. That's just the way I've always been. Mm-hmm. And I'm working my ass off at something that I care about. I feel the same way with you. You're working your fucking tail off to make sure that this thing runs smoothly.
Absolutely.
And you care about it.
Yeah.
I think that's an entrepreneur. You know what? That's what the speech will be about tomorrow.
I hope it is.
Actually, maybe not. I don't know.
I hope it is, but I wouldn't be able to tell you. Like I said, that was the original point, so.
Well, I'm making it the point because I
agree with you. I mean, as far as it goes, you do things on just the way you want to do them, you just get them done. You know?
The weird thing about it is that I don't really consider myself an entrepreneur. You just kind of have to trying to have fun and make money. Just let people enjoy
live your life
process.
while you do something that you like. Another saying, you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But realistically,
what
if you love what you do and you're making a living from it, then it's not work. It's an activity. You just happen to get paid.
So then that is an entrepreneur, I guess.
Absolutely. Well, you started the high button. That makes you an entrepreneur, whether you go fucking viral or not. At least you had it'd be like a short hockey career if it doesn't work out. right? You got to ban them, and you were like, maybe I'm not as coordinated as I thought I was. I'm out. Keep getting injured.
I just think the word entrepreneur sounds like pretentious. I don't ever want to go into a conversation and someone go, what do you do for a living? I'm an entrepreneur. I just think that's the biggest dick move in the world. I don't want to say like, oh,
with pressure.
Yeah.
It's a pressured word.
It's just a fucking...
I feel like the word I feel like people have it with like succeeding and being successful with what you started, not at the starting stages, because you're still, like I said, you'd still be one if you're starting something on your own, whether you succeed or not.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like they hear the word and they're like, oh, he must be a millionaire. Yeah. He's an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Entrepreneur, it's like a trend now. People just want to be an entrepreneur.
People just want to be everything that they're not.
Yeah. And that's the problem. That was a huge problem of mine when I was younger, just trying to be something that I wasn't with, I shouldn't say like socially, just like, how do I explain this? Just trying to find an avenue in a career, like getting a job at the bank. Get the fuck out of here. I shouldn't have been working at the bank. You know, it's just you take these jobs that are just absolute garbage for your character, your morals, your anything,
your mental stability,
your mental anything. And it's just like, I'm not supposed to be here, and that weighs on you. You're just like, oh, I cannot be here. Can't work hard at it.
Well, no, and that's where people go insane. Like, think about, you absolutely hate your job, but you're not qualified to do anything else, but you have like 3 kids at home. Plus, those are 3 mouths you have to feed, and you absolutely dread every single day that you wake up just about work. Mm-hmm. So not factoring in all the other small speed bumps that are going to come your way that day or that week. Mm-hmm. People snap, man. Like, I get it. You know what I mean? And that's why the mental health thing is such a big discussion these days. And discussion kind of downplays it a little bit, but it's just huge, and that's what it is. So for me, I've had 10 million jobs. Not that many specifically, but too many just because I'm like that. This is making me miserable. You know what I mean? And then when you're miserable and you're miserable around people, then they're miserable, and then they go home and they're miserable with their significant other or their kids or whatever, and then the kids are miserable, and then the whole neighborhood's in the shits. You know what I mean? Just because one person was, and then that's like I said, people go insane. I get why people would go insane. I'm not condoning it by any means, but. I was just working a 9-to-5 at IBM this past week, and it's cubicle life, right? So it's people, headphones on, head down, lunch at the table, lunch at your table, whatever, fucking cubicle, looking at the screen, typing away, not really talking to anyone. It's very serious, no laughing, very. And you know me, I just want to shoot the shit with everyone. How you doing, man? What's up? What do you do for a living? What do you do for fun? And I'm asking these questions to these people, right? Like, at the same time, I'm trying to promote the High Button. I'm like, have you heard of the High Button? Pretending I'm not a part of it. He's like, oh, what kind of podcast you listen to? Oh, you listen to the High Button? Anyways, so I'm asking these people, I'm like, so what do you do? Like, what do you do? And people just say, oh, I'm in the IT department here at IBM. I code for the blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, like, what do you do? Like, what do you do for a hobby? What do you do for fun? Yeah, enjoy.
And most of the answers I got were, I like movies. I try to go to the gym. I like this reality show. And it's like, no, like, what's your passion? Like, what's your fucking thing?
Yeah, like, what do you care most about?
What do you care about? Exactly.
Yeah.
And the answers I were getting were just... like, you know how maybe when I was younger, like, the sense of humor just wasn't really there. It's just like, it's a very dry, not myself, but just like a dry sense of humor, just not being able to take a joke, not being able to. I found that a lot, man. It was sad. It's nothing. Not that there's anything wrong with working a 9-to-5 in a cubicle. I get it. Like, some people love that order in life and
Absolutely.
things like that, but that's just going back to being aware of your personality. You have to know that you're not meant to be sitting in a cubicle 9-to-5 looking at a computer, typing, headphones in, not having any communication.
It takes a while to find out who you are, though. So if you're lucky enough to figure it out at a young age, it's good. Like, you see some people that are in high school and they're like so focused on what they're doing, they know exactly where they're headed. You know what I mean? It's just weird. And then for me, like, I kind of knew what I wanted to do, and that I knew, there's something like this I would probably succeed in, because,
it's not work to you.
Yeah, like, I like to talk and shit like that, and this is fun. We get to connect with like hockey players and ball players and everybody from around here. But as soon as I said I was going to school, I started getting all these messages being like, oh my God, that's totally you, or like, you're going to do so good because this is you, or like blah, blah, blah. And you're like, deep down you knew,
The whole
For some
time.
reason, you just like, you needed some confirmation. You know what I mean?
The whole time you knew that this is where you're supposed to be, and now that you're doing it, look at the attention that you're getting.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess you're right.
Same way, I felt the exact same way about doing those street interviews. I felt that when I was maybe 15, 16, 17.
Yeah.
I was just, oh man, I
remember I used to do it a little bit back in high school too.
A little bit, but you know, you're insecure back then. You're not really sure what people will think of you, things like that. So many things like that came into my mind when I was younger. Then you grow up, you're like, fuck what anyone cares. And now look at the success, not saying that we're successful, but just saying, look at the progress that we've had in such a short period of time. And I think about it, it's like, why haven't I been doing this since I was 15, 16?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
But you can't think like that, right? But I hear
Yeah,
that.
I know.
I know.
But it just, the hope is that someone out there that's listening, that's this young of an age, that thinks that they should be doing it and they're not because they're caring about what other people think. That's the goal for this. If you're listening, just do what you know you can do. Because I think everyone knows.
I stopped caring about what people thought of me at a very young age, and I'm telling you right now, it benefited me a lot.
Love it.
You just, outside noise is what I like. If you don't like me, that's cool. We don't have to hang out. It's perfect. It's one less thing I have to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not going to try and fight you because we don't get along.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I'm not going to come ask you to hang out. You're not going to come to my, my birthday party with cool Burger King hats and shit. You know what I mean?
You were a Burger King guy?
Yeah, I guess I was. I mean, I have a few birthday pictures from back in the day at Burger King, so I'd have to say yes.
If you had to pick one out of all the fast food chains.
Subway fast food?
Yeah.
I don't know why I asked that, because it's not my favorite, so I don't even know, man. I think there's certain things that I like about each place that if I could join them,
That's a wise answer.
Like I like McDonald's fries, but their burgers aren't that great. Harvey's shit is good. I like Harvey's now. That's a more adult decision, I think. They make your burger a beautiful thing. How can you argue with that?
Yeah, it's like a Subway burger. They make it in front of you.
Yeah, there's something about the joy. Be like, ooh, I want lettuce. Ooh, pickles.
You feel like you're a chef in yourself.
Absolutely, and plus they're doing it for you.
You're not a Wendy's burger guy? That's my go-to.
Wendy's was always a little out of my price range, I found.
Yeah, that's fair.
Except for their Frosties.
Dollar Frosties. $1.99 or dollar?
99 cents.
99 cents.
Plus tax come $1.15. That's in my price range.
They had great Frosties. A Frosty from Wendy's, I think, is more reliable than a cone from McDonald's.
Yeah, because you don't get it.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying it's more reliable at Wendy's.
Hi, welcome to McDonald's. What can I get for you? Hi, can I get an ice cream? The ice cream machine's been down since 2012. Sorry.
And it's not even McDonald's, can I take your order? It's McCafe, can I take your order?
Is it?
Yeah, they say, hi, welcome to McCafe, can I take your order?
Yeah, I just wait to hear a noise and then reply.
That's your mom.
Large double, please.
You ever see that show Smart Guy? He was like
Did I ever?
He's a smart guy. That song.
I still believe in one of their episodes.
You know Marcus, how they're going down the line, and like it's going on what's in their brain, and then they go to Marcus, and he's just going.
No, it's Mo.
Yeah, it's Mo.
The big dumb guy.
Yeah, he's just listening to a beat. Sometimes I think that's you. Just like you're going down the line of what people are thinking, and dude's just going.
You know what? You're not far off. Not very often, though. I'm telling you, if I was able to spit out as many thoughts as I could produce, I mean, you could probably motor a car with my mouth at that point. You know what I mean? But you just can't. Ting, 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 ting. Like I said, it's ping pong in my head. It's not always. Sometimes I'm blank, right?
Well, as soon as you said you just listen for noise and then you speak.
That's it. I've been there a million times. You know what I mean?
I feel like that's what you feel about school. It's like teacher, you just hear noise. You don't hear him speaking.
Yeah, I was a little bit of a prick, but I just didn't believe in anything that we were doing. Like, if we were doing, it was weird. Like, even if we didn't in English class, if we were doing like punctuation shit or like paragraph writing, like I would do that. Yeah. Because I knew that at some point I was going to need to write something correctly. You know what I mean? But like I said, Shakespeare, that kind of stuff.
You're a great writer, though. What
other kind of stuff? Like, I mean, I get if you're interested in the oceans and stuff like that, and you take oceans, like, you know what I mean? It was an open book test. Oh yeah, I'm gonna take it super serious. Math foundations, basic math, awesome. I'm good. I can add, I can multiply for the most part. Dividing's still tough, but that's why I have an iPhone. You know, like algebra, that kind of sine, cos, tangent, or whatever the hell that stuff was. Yeah. Am I gonna be in line at Sobeys, being like, okay, sine, cos, that makes the grapes. Well, according to this, 2 to the power of 6. That's not right. It's $4. Okay, sorry. No, I'm not gonna use that shit. So get out of my face with it. I just slept. Max coat, big hood. Remember Michael Coles used to wake me up all the time. End of class. Hey, let's go. It's like, yes. It's over.
Do you ever have Coleman in any of your classes?
No, I was in French immersion. I took all the French classes, right?
I heard some of my favorite stories ever are from him and Chad Davis.
Chad Davis, what a monster.
Two of the best stories, not storytellers, just situations that they've been in. Just so fucking funny. I don't want to talk about any right now because that's throwing them under the bus. Davis. But just two of the best stories. You know what?
Davis played with the Lumbies, man. He was on my line.
Who?
Chad Davis. He didn't even hold guys. He did straight fucking left, right, left, right, left, right. They didn't care.
See, it's like I gotta stop saying names because like I would tell some stories right now, but I can't.
No, you can't.
But here's what we'll do: like down the line, I'll shut up right now.
Yeah.
But man, I think some of the best stories still to this day come from junior high school.
You think?
Oh, it's sad, but yes, because a lot of it, unfortunately, detailed bullying. There's a lot of tormenting, a lot of, especially of substitute teachers, especially of. So it's not. I'm not laughing for the right reason, so that's why I don't. But I don't give a fuck.
I can't wait to have Tommy back because he was the king of fucking with substitute teachers, man. I'm telling you.
Why?
I don't know. He just had so many just fucked up ideas that he wanted to do. We had this one teacher, Madame Porter, and she was teaching French, but she didn't know French herself. I shit you not. She was just winging it. Like, she knew the very, very basics. And, like, Tommy would just rip off sentences to her, like, in French, full French.
Yeah.
Just to, like, make fun of her, and she would just, like, agree and shit. And he'd be, like, talking about her arse being big or something like that. And one time, she had the rolling chalkboards. You remember those? Yeah. And they spun and shit.
Yeah.
She came in the class, and Tommy, and I think it might have been Coleman even. He wasn't even in our class, but he was there. And they were doing, like, just like motions from out behind the chalkboards. You couldn't see them until they brought their arms out or whatever.
Yeah.
And she literally was like, "What is going on back there?" Just completely oblivious, man. So Tommy just took, like, I'm sitting here saying Tommy like he did everything, but he was just the mastermind behind it. She's just oblivious. He just took full advantage of it, man. It was unbelievable. We one time as a class in junior high, we switched the clock on that same teacher because we hated the next teacher like the whole class hated the next class. Yeah. And we switched the clock all the way back because we knew she didn't have one after us. And so we pretty much missed the whole next class. The teacher came down. She's like, "What the? Why are you guys still here?" And we're like,
you see what I mean?
Clock says.
It's like you can't do those stories working a 9-to-5 job. You can't come up with that shit. Like that's what makes it so good.
We were in junior high though.
Exactly.
I wasn't even old enough to work 9 to 5.
To me, those are the funniest fucking jobs.
Oh man, it's
the funniest stories. We had a substitute teacher in art, but he was a substitute for the whole year. So he was introduced as a substitute at the beginning of the year and was never
worst thing you can do.
Exactly. So it's like, okay, this is our substitute first day of the year. The real art guy's not here yet, so this is the guy that we were rolling with. Are you in a rush right now?
No.
Okay. So anyways, this guy, just a nerd, right? Just no social skills, just art guy. Stay inside the lines, use your shades.
Excuse me, quiet down. It's art time.
I forget his name. Anyway, so he's a substitute, but really he's a teacher all year round. Yeah. So there'd be times where like he'd be drawn up on the board and I'm not going to say the names, but people would, how like in art classes there's like a full box of crayons and color pencils and markers.
They whipping them?
No. So some people would take the box and just dump it. Just dump it in the middle of the floor and then just run back to their seat. Just dump it.
Yeah, all you do is look for the empty crayon box.
Yeah. There'd be times where like, what was the projector that used to go up? So you'd have to plug it into the wall. So the plug would be over by the wall. That's where, So people would just unplug it.
Oddly enough, your motions are doing the exact same thing that screen would do right now.
Oh, are they? So people would just like unplug the projector screens on them. We had one teacher that didn't know how to speak English, Miss Olga. God love her. I feel so bad.
Miss Olga is Zervobiax's mom.
No, not her.
Olga.
Yeah.
Back in your seat, Dutton.
Little light malfunction. There'd be times where half the class would have detention and everyone would just say, she'd go, what's your name? And everyone would just say Jasper Goodwin, Jasper Goodwin, Jasper Goodwin.
Why?
Because whenever you got in trouble, you just said Jasper Goodwin. It was just like a known thing.
Why? Did he get you out of trouble?
No, he didn't get us out of trouble. It's just like if Jasper was ever in a tight situation, he was able to get it. He was such a good talker, still is. So if anyone was ever get in trouble, and you say Jasper Goodwin and he gets in trouble, he'd be like, what are you talking about? So everyone did. It was just a thing in junior high, even high school.
Good unit.
Yeah, just he would always take the blame because he's always able to get out of tight situations.
By the way, if that keeps flashing, I may be foaming from the mouth here soon.
Why? You gonna have a seizure?
Yeah, man. No, I'm just kidding, but it's kind of annoying. Don't you dare get up.
Not a lot of things are running here. What
do you mean?
The wall. I guess everything is running, but the lights are. We paid our light bill.
So I got a question for you off the top of my head. Just hit me now.
Uh-oh.
When you started this, I guess for the second time here, did you, obviously, I mean, this is a pretty, I don't know, broad question, I guess, but did you ever think you would be 50 episodes in like 3 or 4 months with like, I mean, we got a couple pretty big events under our belt so far. I mean, with the Jordan Boyd, Tide Fest, things like that. You did the Marijuana Fest, that thing, Jazz Fest.
Did a bunch of things.
You know what I mean? So, things are moving quick. It's hard to handle probably a lot of it because you got to realize the little amount of, like...
Well, do you want to hear a story? So I moved back here from Vancouver. Grandmother passes. Not happy, obviously.
No.
Your microphones are just sitting... They're sitting on this table right here.
Yeah.
Fuck. So I'm sitting like right here. I'm looking at the mics. I don't have that much money in my bank account.
Been there.
I'm just like, it was kind of that moment of truth, I guess. It was just like,
when it really hits you.
It was just like, do I sell these microphones, make some money, get a 9-to-5 job, hate my life, but at least I'm making some money, or do I keep the podcast going, whatever it may be? So I decide, you know what, I'm actually going to sell these microphones. I need money. I got to do something. So I'm down here, all the microphones laid out on this table. I'm taking pictures of them, taking pictures of the stands, the microphones, the wires, everything. My dad comes downstairs. Justin, what are you doing? Justin, what are you doing? Yeah, I'm taking pictures of my microphone. I'm going to sell them. I just don't think I'm going to do this anymore. Dad looks at me. What? No. You're not selling these. Keep doing your podcast. Keep doing it. And that from that moment, it was kind of weird for me. Like, dads are supportive, but
for him, stern supportive.
Yeah, it was
he knew, he seen it in you probably.
It was a weird moment in my life where because he's always supportive of me of hockey, and he's always supportive of me of other things, but I never knew he was that supportive of this podcast.
Right.
So I was just like, okay, well, if this is my dad, the guy that raised me, he sees something. He doesn't want me to sell these microphones. I'm going to have to fucking not sell them and keep doing them. So I remember that day, I think it was episode 102. I didn't have any guests. I just talked to myself for 30 minutes, uploaded it, and it got like 200 downloads. I was like, what? Wait a second here.
Hey, what the fuck?
And from there, I called you. I think you were the third person. It was like, there was someone before you. It was like Tyler Scott. No, you were after.
Andrew Scott was after me.
Anyways, you were like
Spencer
second or third. I don't know. I don't forget. And anyways, and just ever since that day, it's just taken off. And I always think of my grandmother too, right to my right here. Like when she passed away, I'm like, I don't know, what would she want me to do? Yeah. Almost like how you think of Cam. Yeah. You just kind of think of a higher power.
WWCD, buddy. What would Cam do?
Essentially, yeah. And I was like, well, what would Mima kind of want me to do? So, and that's kind of, I'm very happy. But to get to your answer, fuck no. I think that we would be doing this? Only 5 months ago? We've been doing it for 5 months? 5 months, 6 months, something like that.
Yeah, it would have been, I guess.
I don't know.
It feels like literally yesterday that I even just did my podcast. You know what I mean?
Well, you were sitting right there, yeah.
We didn't even have it on video.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, there was one picture.
Yeah.
I think to think of how far we've come, like as far as production wise, is pretty crazy too. Because you got to think there's a lot of people going like, how the fuck are they even pulling this off?
I know.
Because we're very few bodies who all have like serious commitments going on, right? So it's essentially just, I don't want to downplay anybody else, but it's essentially just you doing the fucking legwork to begin with, right? Mm-hmm. And then you just have your support cast, which is insane because if you're gonna go out on a limb and I mean, you work here and there, which is good because you need to, but if this is what you're going to do and this is what you're going to follow, it takes a lot of nuts to take that step. And it goes back to a lot of things we heard in our podcast too with the players, going to college or going to play in the USHL. They were just like, you know what? This is a different opportunity. I can see myself enjoying this. I'm taking that leap.
Road less traveled.
Mm-hmm. It's not the long way. It's just the scenic route. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's the same with us. And the more I talk to our guests, the more you talk to the guests and the athletes and stuff. And it just kept boiling down to taking that leap, doing something that you might be uncomfortable doing and you just never know. But if you see yourself enjoying it, try it. Try it. You know what I mean? And that's what, that was my thing growing up. Was like, if I seen myself failing at that, I wouldn't attempt it. Whereas now, when you're a little older and you learn some shit and you learn yourself, I'm like, cool, let's fail.
Yeah, let's
you know
fail.
What I mean? Let's do it, because that's just another brick on your road.
That's another thing that I've learned. I'm not afraid to fail. Love failing right now.
Yeah.
If I've probably failed, what is it right now in August?
14th, parents' anniversary, happy anniversary.
Probably failed 14 times already this month. I try something every day I fuck up at.
Oh,
Love
I
it.
spent my whole life failing. But like at the same time, you fail at things that you don't plan on doing. You know what I mean? Like I said, if I didn't want to, like I was going to go to radio school years back.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, maybe I'll do bad. Maybe I'll fail. So I didn't.
It just wasn't your time. Now it's your time.
Absolutely.
How funny is that, though?
That's
you know what I mean? This comes into your life.
Well, it all
at this certain time.
It all kind of happened at a pretty weird time, I'd have to say, because I was not working. I forget what happened. I got laid off my job, and I was like, yeah, okay. And I was just like, had nothing to do, so I was coming in and helping you with the podcast, you know what I mean? Co-host, or I guess not at that point.
Well, yeah, because Tom wasn't here. I was like, I need someone to be a co-host with me.
It's definitely a lot more than I thought it was going to be, man.
Well, me too. I swear.
I think a lot of people can agree that are listening or have been listening. They're thinking, you know, what the... Okay, but we have a lot of fans out there, man, I think, and a lot of people that listen to our stuff, and I think that says enough right there, but you have to thank them too, right, for constantly tuning in.
I think it just all comes back to relatability. I think that there's a lot of people in this province, or at least Eastern Canada, that are in the same boat as us. They have a career. They love that career when it comes to hockey,
Yep.
And it's kind of went away. You know, the hype, the excitement isn't there. And I think when we talk to people, it kind of brings that excitement back for a lot of listeners. And some people that...
for us too, man.
Yeah, exactly. Do you mind if I light another one?
Go ahead.
We can go for another hour. I don't mind.
Cut out what you don't need.
Cool. Cut out what I don't need.
What were you just saying? Oh, relatability. Yeah, for sure. Fuck, man. Yeah, and another thing is, like, there's a lot of people out there that listen to us that probably... You know, if we complain about something or we're talking about something, you know, it sparks their minds too. But there's a lot of people out there that just want to talk, man. Like I remember we had Wig on, and when we were finished the podcast, I was out in the street before we left talking to him, and I mean, we were both kind of amped up. And it's just because, like, you have that part of your brain, like if you finish your hockey career and you know, you miss it and stuff like that off the get-go, but then you have that hockey, you stop talking about it, you stop living like that, and you have it locked away in this compartment. And then he comes on and he talks about all that stuff and the different roads he took, and he starts to realize things about himself then, and then he gets it out off his chest, man, which then relieves that, you know, like, I miss hockey, I don't want to talk about it because it brings up you know what I mean, like that part of your brain. And he just, like, he felt better. He's like, I feel lighter, you know what I mean? Like, same with me. Obviously I have no problem talking, but when we come in, we talk about real shit. Like what you're doing in your life and what it took to get there, and like things like, oh, I made that mistake before, or oh my god, I ran into that issue before, and you hear someone else how they deal with it. I think later on down the road you're gonna be like, I remember this. I know how to get through this. Because of something you might have heard or you related to, like you said, and that's basically was the point.
Well, that's a perfect example of why essentially I started the podcast, was me listening to other podcasts and hearing other people's mistakes and hearing other people's accomplishments and hearing other people's stories. It's just like, wow, I have extremely similar experiences from the people that I'm listening to. Why can't I do this with a podcast myself? And when I think, because I started this podcast out in Vancouver,
right?
And whenever I used to hear these stories, I was like, I know that there's a lot more people from the area that I'm from in Nova Scotia or just Eastern Canada that have stories very similar to me. So maybe this could work. Even though we are on the West Coast, a lot of our listeners were back here, or on the West Coast, a lot of our listeners were here on the East Coast.
For sure.
And now coming back to the East Coast and actually talking to people from here, that has it's
opened your eyes.
It's exactly.
You live here your whole life and you think, oh, there's nothing to do. Since we've been doing this, man, just because you want to find out what's going on, because we want to be able to do everything, obviously, but we can't. You find out, man, the amount of festivals and like just small like fundraisers and shit that go on, and like the talent we have here as far as athletes and entrepreneurs and musicians and shit, and like you don't really think about it until you're in a scenario like this. I know there's some people that are, you know, Nova Scotia buffs or whatever, but it's just like it's super fun. Then we're learning as we go, you know what I mean? And you're learning to appreciate around here and stuff like that, right?
I find one thing common in people around here is they're always looking for an opportunity. Oh, there's no opportunity here for jobs. There's no opportunity for growth. There's no opportunity. I hear this excuse all the fucking time. And my answer to that is fine. Make your own opportunity. Look at us. I'm in my mom's basement with 3 microphones talking, trying to make something happen. I'm making my own opportunity. You know, people are upset. Oh, there's no jobs here. I can't do this. I can't do that without a job. I need to make $60,000 a year. I need to make this amount in order to be happy. What the fuck are you talking about? Make something yourself. You want to live in Toronto? Make Halifax the next Toronto. You do it yourself. People are so like, whenever I watch CTV Global, it's just whatever it is. Job loss, you know, Halifax, most potholes in the city. Oh, it's full. Like, why are you focused on that? Focus on what you can do. Triple down on what you're good at. I'm good at talking to people. I'm gonna fucking talk to people and try to make something better out of my life.
I'm good at making jokes, and that's what I'll do. Exactly. But at the same time, like, I know that's.
But do you agree that is a mentality here in Nova Scotia? There's no opportunity.
Yeah, well, it's just an easy way out. It's an excuse, and I'm not saying I don't make excuses, but as a whole, you're right though. Like, if instead of waiting for them to make a road or pave the road for you, go get some fucking concrete and lay it down yourself.
Exactly.
You know? And I like it's easy for me to say now sitting here behind the mic, but I mean, everybody goes through that. You're like, okay, but just do it. But like you said, with like the global and all that stuff like that, that's just like more of like what's going on and what to look out for. And that's why I like what we're doing so much, is because it's happy. Like, even if you just say, you get one message saying like, I really enjoy your shit, it makes me laugh or something like that, then you're like, you're bringing some good to the world. And
you can't buy that.
Probably sounds ridiculous coming out of my mouth at this point, but like when you can do that, even just a small smile. Look at the Pat Stay interview. He made that lady cry. She didn't even eat her ice cream. It melted all over her fucking
I know.
hand.
I got her some napkins.
Exactly, but her day was made just from something so small and stupid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So when you're out there and people are talking to you and they're like, oh, that was awesome, or that was hilarious, or where's Belanger, or you guys doing this, and you're like, okay, at least like you're spreading the positivity. You know what I mean? And then no one can say anything to you.
I love the gratitude. You can't buy gratitude. You can't give someone $20, but hey, come up to me and say that you love the high button.
Yeah.
When people come up and say they love the high button, cloud 9 I'm on.
Absolutely.
I go to bed smiling. You can't buy that.
No.
Is someone home?
I don't care.
Whatever. But that's what I love.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
It's a good
nice
feeling.
This is a good thing too. The podcast is like I said to you before, it's like a way for us to kind of have our hockey career without actually having to put any of the real like hard physical work in.
Yeah.
Because we still get to stay up to date with, you know, the young studs and the old grizzled vets and the guys that are still grinding it out and shit like that, right? So you get to, when you've done that, like you said, relatability, you can picture yourself in their scenario. You know what I mean? You've played hockey, you've been in the dressing room, he's talking about like, I don't know, anywhere's in Boston's dressing room, and you're like, you put yourself in that mindset, you're relating to it then.
And that's
a super fun thing for me personally in this, is just like, sometimes you get lost in it, you're just listening to them and you're in awe, and then you're like, oh, it's my turn to talk. Shit. That sounded so cool. Can you tell us again? That's what I mean. And like you said, it comes down to fun, doing what you like.
Do you like those behind the scenes videos of sports teams?
I love that shit.
Like when they go into dressing rooms and all that.
There's nothing I enjoy more. I would rather watch that than the game.
Yeah, me too.
Just seeing how guys act, man. Their body language. Who's the funny guy in the dressing room? Like Phil Kessel, if you never got to see that he was the funny guy in the dressing room, how would you have known?
Yeah.
You wouldn't suspect that.
Yeah.
If I had a picture of him way back before that, I picture him sweating his ass off.
Yeah.
With like M&M's in his stall or something. You know what I mean? Or a hot dog.
Do you think the players like it though?
Probably to an extent. You know, it depends what time of year as well. It can be a distraction, but I think those guys are so well tuned and well wired at that point in their careers that you're able to just block out whatever the hell's going on.
Yeah.
And if you have media presence, you know it's already a filter. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But that's what editing's for.
I think about that stuff sometimes, like when we did the Marchand interview at the Jordan board, it's like this guy has to deal with interviews all year. It's like, I'm going to go up to this guy and ask him a couple questions. Like, does he really want to answer, or is he just trying to enjoy his summer? Like, I'm conscious about that stuff.
But that's good though. You should be conscious of people's feelings when we're in this type of business, I guess, if you will.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like that's a good thought to have about someone else. If the bad thought, for example, off the top of my head would be like, geez, I hope this guy likes me. You know what I mean? You don't worry about that shit.
I'm not worried about him liking me.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but it's good for you to think of other people. So instead of going up and be like, hey man, I heard you're training really hard this summer. How's that going? Like fucking, what's his name? Elliot Friedman asked him that already 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So go up and ask him, like, well, your brother's playing pretty good out here.
Yeah.
How come you're not playing that good? Just even something stupid like that. Then the guy's like, okay. It's not just some bird trying to get some information on me, you know?
And I hope that's the direction that media is going in, because this negativity stuff has to stop.
And you like,
not that it's negative. I'm not saying that. It's not negative to ask Brad Marchand, how's your training going? That's not what I'm saying.
No.
I'm just saying it's a lazy question. And also, I'm contradicting myself here too much, but Elliot Freeman's a great reporter.
Yes, he is. That's the only name I could think of.
Yeah, he's a great, he's probably one of my favorite reporters on that panel. There's other great of them, but Elliot does his research for sure. But I don't know. There's a lot more questions that could be asked towards athletes that aren't a robotic answer.
Yeah.
I like an answer that is, you have to take a second to think about. It's all, no, we played well, chip pucks deep.
Yeah, exactly. It's that generic question.
Yeah,
like, you guys won tonight. What was the secret?
But that comes back full circle though. It's like, do these players want to be answering these type of questions? Because that's my one beef, I think, with hockey players is the robotic personalities when the camera is in front of them. That's one of my goals, is to try to break through that seal and find a real personality behind that brick wall, which is the NHL, because these guys are so well media trained. It's the code in a sense. It's the code. It's the unwritten code.
For sure.
You have to say these things. That's what Sean Avery had one of his biggest beefs about. He's like, I hate NHL guys because they're the same. There's no villains in the game. There's nothing. And I agree with him in that sense.
Absolutely.
That's a big selling factor in the NBA, NFL.
That's why it's anyone says anything close to offside, big stink about it.
And I completely get it. I'm not shitting on any of these guys, because if I was in their shoes, I would be doing the exact same thing. Because if you look at PK, perfect example, outspoken guy, great personality, but as soon as he kind of steps out of line, does something stupid in warm up, the panel is on his ass like that.
Well, Christ, you can watch yourself do it on the bench on the iPad now.
Yeah. But
that was your point of like the media being negative, right?
But exactly.
As a whole.
It comes back full circle to the media, to that panel, to them talking about the things that they talk about that they shouldn't be talking about. I remember last year, PK Subban was dancing in warm-up or something. Tons of guys dance in warm-up. But they talk about PK dancing in warm-up to a rap song, I think it was. And he was dancing a little bit too heavy. And they actually had not 20 minute, but like a 5-minute conversation about it.
Just about nothing.
About nothing. Nothing.
Like if he just would have shut up and watched the game, he probably would have had the game. He's probably still played good. That's just what he does to get ready. Who cares? He's one of the greatest faces for the NHL, I think, as far as positivity and having fun. Like,
absolutely.
Even his commercial, he's like, repeat after me, let's have fun.
Yeah. And I get it. Maybe some teammates think he's too about his brand and not about the team. I get that.
Yeah, but when it comes down to battle on the ice, he still shows up for you.
But you got to admit, though, being part of a team is it's a locker room thing. If you don't have chemistry in the locker room, I guarantee it's not gonna come to fruition on the ice.
Absolutely.
And apparently that was PK's thing. Yeah. It still is.
That's nothing but the truth there. Any team that I've ever played on that was good has been like a family. Like our midget team that year, we didn't win, but like that was the best the Max had been in years.
Yeah.
We were just because we were all brothers, literally. We hung out for everything.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then the year we won in Junior B, that was what it was. We all hung out any free time we had.
Yeah.
We hung out, we got loaded or whatever, And then when you go to the rink and something fucked happens, you're like, haha,
yeah,
we got this. We were just hanging out last night.
Well, any of the guys that we've talked to that have won a championship that have been on the podcast, and we always ask, so what's the key to the championship? It's just chemistry. You got to have chemistry.
It's funny to hear like some things that you think are the secret, and then you hear them actually say it.
Yeah.
People that actually win, like guys that play in the queue and they win the Mem Cup and shit like that. Like that's a big deal. The TELUS Cup. I'm not talking your Pee Wee AA fucking provincial championship. Yeah, obviously you won, but that's a different scenario. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Guys aren't getting shipped in and out.
Yeah.
That's a tough gig, man. Think of all the people you'd have to mold with, especially if you're a socially awkward guy. You know what I mean? Or coming from Russia with the love bone.
Yeah. That's a good thing, though, about hockey players. I say even if you are from Russia, Quebec.
Hockey's a language.
Hockey is a language, and especially in the dressing room, because both of us know there's a language that's spoken in the dressing room of hockey.
There's nothing I enjoy more.
And even if you are, like I said, if you're from Russia, from Quebec, whatever it may be, it's a relatability between, it's a common understanding when 20 guys are sitting in a dressing room to what the common goal is. That's a beautiful thing about sports, I think. It's a language that does not need to be spoken. It's one common goal. It's just like life.
Yeah, that's how the world should be.
You're trying to get towards a goal. There's people that are stopping you. The more skilled you are, the more successful you are. It's just like life. You know, in any
everything
sport.
I've learned in life has come from sports, man. Small, stupid ass things like playing hockey, going into the boards, doing quick shoulder checks so you don't get killed. If you're in your car, you don't realize this, but a quick shoulder check and you're picking up fucking whatever's coming because you've done that 1,000 times in your life before. That's just off the top of my head. I'm not going to get too in depth about it, but anything I've pretty much learned has been from sports. How to deal with adversity, constructive criticism, being shit on. Those are all different things. You know what I mean? Traveling, being tired, getting off the bus, getting off a plane and having to go play, being dehydrated, being hungry, like bus breaking down, anything, man. Like all those experiences come from sports, and that's why I think it's huge to play. And if it's not sports, it's some sort of extracurricular activity that's you know, keeping your mind in it and keeping you, I guess for me it was out of trouble. So
I think that builds a confidence. Everything that you just said, I think relates to a confidence outside of the sports world, especially when you start in the workforce. If you have already gone through trials and tribulations and things like that, and you go into a workforce with other people that haven't taken constructive criticism and all these things, that is you have so much of an upper hand when it comes to a raise within that company.
And also, if you're the guy that can't take it, you're the guy that's getting fucking shit on, the guy that has to carry everything. If they look over, like if someone's shitting on you and you're being all uptight about it because you just haven't dealt with that before, and then they're shitting on me and I'm laughing, chirping myself, who do you think they're going to continue to make fun of? You know what I mean? But it's just like, I don't know. Obviously, if you can't afford to play sports or you're not going to play sports, that's fine. I'm not saying you have to play sports. Yeah. But it just helps. Like it's... Yeah. I probably survived because of it. Yeah. You know, like the people you meet. Shit like that.
Like socially, I've always I think about high school, junior high, when, you know, having a social life is critical in order to make friends. Yeah. I've always wondered how kids that didn't play sports were able to cope with that anxiety at a young age. I don't know. The only reason I was able to was because I had teammates and we went to school together and we were able to shoot the shit, talk about a common thing.
And you guys did the same dumb stuff.
But then again, I guess if you're the kid in the basement playing Pokemon, I guess you can relate to other kids playing Pokemon. I guess,
but how are you going to relate to them if you're just sitting there playing a game?
I guess so. I don't know. Well, they did it somehow because kids that aren't athletes end up talking to... Oh, I'm looking. You're good. Okay. Kids that aren't athletes are you know, they're making friends with other friends that are common with whatever the hell they do. So I just always thought about that. That's how I gained my social...
Same.
You know, so...
Because I was the kid on the hockey teams as a young kid that got picked on. Yeah. I was pretty socially awkward for a little bit. Seems ridiculous, but when I just... You know,
well, I think everyone's a little bit picked on. You got to be picked on.
Yeah, but you either take it in stride or you're completely crumble over it. And I just for me, it just boiled down to, do I want these people to see me suck or be upset or be emotional? Yeah. Or because people stop picking on you, man. If you're not showing any if I was pissed off, and you didn't know I was pissed off, then you're just gonna be like, oh well, that's not fun anymore because I'm not getting a reaction out of them.
Do you think there's any benefit about being bullied? I know it's a tough question, but do you think the fact, because I was bullied a little bit when in elementary, do you think that there's a benefit to it?
I think
it's a tough question.
I don't give a fuck anyways. I don't know why I'm oh my God, I'm going to tiptoe around this bullshit. No. I think in a way it is. I think if you're not bullied to an extent where it's personal, for me it was just, I was small. I didn't know, there was nothing I could fucking do about it, so, you know what I mean? But see, it's tough though, because I think being bullied, and I shouldn't say bullied, just picked on. Yeah. Because I think bullying is to a point of no return. I think that's what that word goes with. Someone who's now affected, either mentally or physically, in a way that they shouldn't have been. But picked on, I mean, it makes you stronger. Made me stronger personally. I'm able to take small little chirps and or just even constructive criticism now is not you just kind of take it in stride and you take what you want to hear from it. But at the same time, if you're a soft kid,
well, see, that's the thing. It's
that's why I didn't really I just went for me personally because that's the only thing I know.
Yeah, that's true. Right? So for me, definitely, yeah, it helped.
It helped.
Yeah.
Right? So for me, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
It helped.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to answer because.
And I'd say, like, for me now, I still pick on people, but it's not like I'm not trying to ruin your life. I usually pick on people because I like them.
Yeah.
If I'm not picking on you, you're probably a peckerhead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a sense of, hey man, I love you. I'm gonna, I'll pick on you.
Right.
It's a sense of brotherhood, essentially.
Exactly.
At least at this day and age, when you're a kid,
You still have to explain yourself and shit, but that's fine.
When you're a kid, I guess it's not taken in that. It's taken in greater assault.
This kid doesn't like me, or why am I different?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
I bet we'll have some people thinking about, like, fuck, did I ever get picked on? Did it make me stronger? Or did I beat the shit out of that prick, you know?
Yeah. I don't know.
That's good. We want people to think.
Yeah. I spoke, whenever I got bullied, I spoke with my athletics. You know what? I'm going to fucking stop talking about athletics because I feel like that's an excuse for everything in my life. So I'm going to stop because there's people out there that probably aren't athletic. So yeah, but those are things that I don't have the answer to.
That's what I mean. That's why everything go personally.
If you're a kid and you're getting bullied and you don't have the social skills, you don't have the athletic ability, I don't have the answer for you on how to overcome that. So I don't feel comfortable talking about it because if I am talking about it, I'd like to
digging too deep.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not as knowledgeable down that road.
Oh man.
I was gonna ask you something.
Go ahead.
I can't remember now because we get rambling.
I should have brought a water down here.
Sorry. What episode is this?
149.
And it's our 49th together.
49th podcast here. Yeah. In Halifax.
Since I started.
No, I think I did 101, 102 by myself, and then 103. You were 104, 105. Mm-hmm. So this is probably like the 45th for you since you've been here.
It's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
And like,
did you ever think that we'd be here at this point?
I'm like a bigger picture thinker. Like I wouldn't say dream big. Yeah. But I like to draw the picture pretty big. I never thought we would be at this point. Mm-hmm. But I had certainly had a feeling that it like, obviously I wouldn't have jumped into it, I don't think, if I didn't
see the potential.
Yeah, like, I mean, you and I have known each other since we were novice, man.
11.
We're novice AA, novice tier 2, or whatever they called it. You're like 7, bro.
Yeah.
So we're pushing 20 years now.
Yeah.
Right? So there's that factor. It's like, okay, I'm already comfortable. We're comfortable together. Mm-hmm. We've gone to war together multiple occasions. We've fought each other. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it was still that common brotherhood type thing. I never thought we would be here, but man, am I having a fucking hell of a ride. It is fun, man. It's fun getting people's input. It's fun getting... People pick my brain all the time about the high button, and I love it. I don't want to be that person that's like, stop talking about it. I don't want to talk about work. Like, that's...
Yeah. Well, you know what you're doing? You're capturing people's imagination.
Absolutely, man. And that's what I want. When I listen to podcasts, I want to, like you said, relate. I want to be like, oh, you know what I mean? But like I said, when we're getting more and more support, and you can't... I mean, you got to thank everybody, basically, because it's pretty insane, man. Like, from going from just like plain old us to having the high button beside our name kind of thing. You know what I mean? And something to talk about, something to bring to people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's relevant.
Yeah, there's relevant.
People on here that are doing massive things with their life.
Super fun.
There are people on here that are accomplishing incredible things from this province, and we are privileged
celebrating
enough to talk to them, hear their story.
Yeah, because like I said, the only thing you see on like media now is drive-by shooting or accident on the bridge. Not, hey, this person, like the under-17 Nova Scotia Youth Selects baseball team, just won bronze at Nationals for the first time. They got a medal since 1995. Congratulations. Like that shit. Todd Parker, huge beauty. He's a coach. That shit needs to be mentioned. Shit like that. The Dartmouth Moosehead Draw, those studs in senior baseball.
That's what I wanted to talk about.
Knock on wood. Not that we really are worried about that, but at the same time,
tonight's game canceled?
Oh yeah, it's already been canceled.
Okay. Don't worry, so how many more games do you have left in the season?
I believe we have 6.
So do you want to talk about it, or do you think it'll be?
No, fine. It's fine. Everyone's been talking about it. There's
baseball player
articles. There's the thing for our team is like it comes back to like the brotherhood, man. We've had the same team for the last couple of years.
Yeah,
we've lost and we've won. I say to people, like, if you spent an inning in our dugout, you would almost kind of be like, how the fuck are these guys undefeated? Because it's not that we're not serious. The boys are just having a good time. We're comfortable around each other. We know why we're there. We're not worried about the fucking record and going undefeated and all this bullshit and who we're playing. It's just like we came to the field. We have the one goal in mind.
Yeah.
And that's to play the best game we can play and win every inning. Right?
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's just fun, man. Like you want to go to the field. You want to, like, I got the jersey on right now and the game's not even on. Like, it's awesome to be a part of it and not have to worry about it, you know? Like, no one on the team is like, oh, like, we need to get to 22, we need to get to 23, we need to get to 24. It's like, all right, boys, let's go out. Let's play our best game. If we win, we win. If we lose, we come back the next day and we fucking win. You know what I mean? And that's being a team, man. Like, if this guy gets out, the next guy wants to get a hit for that guy. That's not, haha, you struck out, I'm going to have the best average on the team type shit.
Yeah.
And that's, if you want to see the next guy succeed or you want to pick him up when he fails, that makes a good team.
That comes back to full circle about chemistry.
It does, man. And I don't know what the secret is. Somebody asked me the other day, and I think it's baseball for me is good pitching, no errors, so no extra bases for the other team, and timely hits, man. And I think that's what we've been putting together. Our pitchers are studs.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that because I play for the team. I'll tell you, there's a couple other teams that have stud pitchers as well. Yeah. You know what I mean? But as a whole, our pitching staff is awesome, man. We got some guns on the team, and I won't go into the names, but
why not?
I don't know, because I could name the whole team.
Yeah,
they're all studs.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know what I mean? The boys are fucking doing it.
I haven't been. Have you been following the MLB this year? Like the standings and things like that, because I want to do, like, before playoffs start, I'd like to, Kevin Powers, I want him to come on too.
Panel?
Yeah.
I'm down.
Because I want to just have a pre-playoff baseball conversation.
Yeah.
And I really don't know anything about baseball, and I know you and Kevin do, so I just want to have one going.
I'll be good enough to talk for that's for sure.
I was saying to Kev the other day, I think that summers, especially for me, are so much better when the Blue Jays are doing well.
For everybody in Canada, man.
Yeah, it's just, I remember that year that year Jose Bautista did what he did. Probably one of the funnest summers of my life, easily.
That's a moment if you watched him hit that on live TV, you will forever remember where you were, just like
9/11.
Sidney Crosby's Olympic gold. 9/11, we were real young, but I still remember Sid's goal, where I was at, what I was drinking.
Wait,
who I was
what
with.
goal? Oh, the Canada goal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The golden goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, it's, and then you see everybody's wearing Blue Jays shit, and everyone knows, oh, the Blue Jays are a team. But that's awesome. If you want to be a fan, because it's the only Canadian team, I'm okay with jumping on a nation bandwagon.
Yes, of course.
You know what I mean? Not a team, though.
Yeah, I remember just being out at the lake and, like, end of August, September's rolling around, just checking my phone. All right, what's the score? Like, Toronto's playing Tampa right now.
Trying to watch every game.
You just I'm watching every inning. Like, I was following it like that, and that makes, because sports aren't really big in the summer. It's only baseball. So when the Jays are doing well, it makes the summer so much more enjoyable.
It does. You're right. And if at anything, like, if there's nothing on TV, the Jays are playing, because they think they get 2-3 nights off a month of travel.
Fucking love watching baseball. Have you ever been to in Toronto? Have you ever been?
I've been there, but not for a game.
Why were you there then?
We did a tour when I was younger. Went to see my first Leafs game, Colorado. They had Tangay, Forsberg, Patrick Waugh, Ray Bourque. The Leafs had, like, Cujo, Sundin, Domi, Sergei fucking Berezin, Dmitry Yuskevich. Anyways, they tied 5-5 because there was ties back then. Hockey Hall of Fame, CN Tower, and then the Sky Dome at that point. We did the tour.
Are you scared of heights?
Depends. Like, I'm not scared to go up to CN Tower.
Did you go on the glass floor?
Oh, yeah.
So you're not scared of heights?
Well, I am. Like, if I'm working up in a boom or on a tall ladder, I'm fucking scared of heights. But if I'm if this building crashes, I'm not going to remember dying anyways. So why would I be scared? This thing's meant to last for me to walk on this. So, you know what? By the time I realized that it was unsafe, I'm gone from that scenario. But, like, falling from a ladder, I just break something severely or damage something and remember it.
Or you could land on your head and die.
Well, that's the best part to land on if I'm going to land.
The head?
My head, yeah.
Yeah, I guess you just...
I'll try and land on it.
I don't want to die like that, man. Jesus,
don't go down this road with me.
Yeah, so geez, we're bad at getting into deep little depressing holes here.
Yeah, let's get out of it anyways.
Baseball, Jays.
Hour and 20 in, man. We had planned on doing 40 minutes.
So you don't have baseball tonight?
I don't know.
You got nothing to do?
No, I'll smoke a little bit. I'll go home and build some shit.
I want to do that shot, but it's
raining.
Yeah, we could still do it. I haven't done it in we don't have to.
Anyways, fuck it.
Wrap it up?
We'll wrap it up, yeah.
All right. So yeah, everyone that's listening, I think this is good that you and I do, like, I think every 25 episodes it should just be me and you.
Well, we got to get our shit out too.
Yeah. Because if you think about it, we're just talking to
We didn't even really recap anything, but it's still good. Like I was just gonna say, if you listen to this full one, you're a true fan, and we really do appreciate you. I'm not saying what we're talking about is boring, but it's not our usual podcast, so thank you very much. And next one will be dope as well.
And once again, this podcast is brought to you by Coldstream. Make sure to check them out. Summer's wrapping up around the corner. Go to your local NSLC, pick up some of their products. I personally recommend their sodas, lime, delicious. I think 7%. They taste like a cool, refreshing drink. No calories, no sugar, gluten-free. Great drink. Make sure to go pick up some of that Coldstream. Also, if you could go to our website, check it out, look at our videos, contact us, all that good stuff. Highbutton.ca. Also, we have t-shirts that are going to be for sale next week, Monday, I believe. They are not going to be for sale on our website, so you can DM us on our Instagram page, also our Facebook page. $25 a pop. The proceeds will go to essentially getting better equipment for the High Button, so we can give you guys at home better content. And yeah, like I said, go to all of our social media outlets, support us. We're supporting you. We love you. Dudes, you got anything to say?
No, man. You nailed it.
All right.
I'm just happy that we have the following we do. Love y'all.
Love you guys.